Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Adventures, and today we're going to be covering something a little bit more meatier, a little bit more something new. Now with the big Triceratops patch coming out for Saurian, now they're starting to release these devlogs again. If you guys been following since like 2016, they've been doing devlogs, and I thought now that they're getting a bit meatier and a bit bigger, instead of bi-weekly, they've become monthly. We get to show off a really nice devlog for today, so it would be similar in concept to the Prehistoric Kingdom devlogs, but it's just be Saurian. So it's really interesting stuff also today from this one, so we'll have a look through. So hello everyone. After our long hiatus, we're back to monthly devlogs to keep you informed with what's going on behind the scenes. First off, we'd like to thank everyone who tested, played, and gave feedback on the Triceratops patch. Developing the playable Triceratops was a very challenging time for us in the project. Your words of support were deeply felt and appreciated, and your constructive criticism and feedback was and continues to be very helpful. So that's good. Always good to thank the people and really appreciate being a part of it. While we've been detailing a few things currently in the works of the devlog, we imagined the most exciting takeaway from many of you will be the announcement of our next playable animal. So let's get that over with. T-Rex will be the next playable dinosaur for Saurian. So the next dinosaur is our old favorite big bad. The next big playable is Tyrannosaurus Rex, everyone's favorite. So that'll be fun to play through, especially in the guise of Saurian, considering how each growth stage will be kind of a different animal. So that'll be really fun to see and really fun to play, especially with it's kind of got like 2 or 3 playstyles in one, with the juvenile acting different from the adult Rex. So that'll be really fun to play as and see how it works. So, while it's not planned to be released in the next patch, Jake and Tom's current projects will be getting our updated T-Rex at all its stages modeled, rigged, and animated. While the T-Rex has new gameplay systems accompanying it, particularly our improvements to territory systems, we don't anticipate any of these being significant or time-consuming as they were for Triceratops. Go Throb. So it seems like, because what happened with the Trike patch was that there was so much under the hood that needed to be reworked. There was like the whole thing of the social system and a lot of the spawning things. There was a lot under the hood that needed to be rewritten and changed. That's why it took so long to get the Trike out. So hopefully this T-Rex, now that a lot of that's already been done and a lot of that isn't really necessary, it should be pretty good. It shouldn't be an issue. So it should be coming out a lot quicker than Trike did. So that'll be awesome. So as for the next patch, we want to make sure we do at least have one smaller content patch before we make T-Rex playable. Here are some updates on what we've been working on. So that's a good plan. I think it's a good idea to try and keep the momentum now that we got it back from the patch, the Trike patch. Try and keep smaller updates even in between that to try and keep your attention. So that'll be awesome. Okay, so now we've got Henry. My next main project is going to be redesigning and refactoring our spawn system to both allow immediate and future features. To allow for both immediate and future features, yeah. I'll be sure to be writing in more detail about these in the future, but here's a quick overview of why it's being done. First, sustainability. I wrote our current spawn system years ago, and due to a combination of time pressure and my own skill level, it wasn't written in a very sustainable or expandable way. Now, having learnt, and with a little less pressure, the time has come to fix past mistakes rather than writing over more on a flawed base. So a lot of it, since the coding has improved and Henry's learned a lot more as a programmer, a lot of it's being improved from under the hood, so it'll be kind of rebuilding that goods foundation, making it work better, so you can obviously build on a strong foundation. So that'll be really awesome. So second, modularity and flexibility. We want to put Pectinodon as an AI in our next patch, but before doing so, we'll make sure it only appears nocturnally. So that'll be cool. So Pectinodon will only appear at night. With this new spawn system using dynamic conditional probabilities for spawn and constraints, such as nocturnal/diurnal spawning, is much easier and cleaner. This also creates options for new types of spawning behavior, such as spawning animals or combinations of animals in interesting situations separately from their base spawn rates. We've noticed a fair number of Triceratops players lamenting the lack of action/predation in their playthroughs. This new spawn system will allow us new ways to fix this issue going onwards. It'll also be important for updating to multiplayer and developing centralized representation of unrendered animals. So that'll be cool. So not only will we be able to decide what animals spawn at what times or what place, different constraints on them, you should be able to have animals kind of spawn in interesting situations. So maybe you could spawn into a mob of subadult Tyrannosaurus hunting a ornithomimid or something like that. It kind of allows you to spawn in interesting situations, not only in that, so it helps feel the world like more alive, not just you see a bunch of Triceratops. It'll be a bunch of Triceratops, maybe male and female, well, not male and female, two males fighting for dominance in a herd, for example. So you're not only getting those animals, you're getting them in an interesting situation that's possible. So that'll be fun. And then, aside from that, so far I've been able to re-implement a feature we've received frequent requests of for the return of blood decals. So when Saurian first came out, if you guys remember, if not, I'll tell you, there was a blood decal that you can run in, but it really, really, really hit the performance. So it was taken out and it really helped performance, but now it's kind of been trying to be worked back in. So we can see here it is on the Dakota Raptor. So now it seems it'll work a lot better now in terms of performance, hopefully. So that just needs to be worked on. After finding this new decal asset, which extends the functionality of the previous one and carries no significant performance cost, we're hopped on the opportunity to re-implement blood as feedback from piercing animals' external layers. While Zane still intends to write a custom solution for blood and other markings in Saurian, for the time, our blood implementation will basically be the same as it was before, with one difference, fading. So that's cool, it'll fade. Rather than staying permanently or being instantly removed by swimming, blood decals will now fade gradually, at either slowly on land or quickly in water. While it's a small detail, I find it fun to take a bath and watch blood stains fade off my dinosaur rather than seeing them instantly disappear after contracting water. I hope you'll enjoy it too. I think it's cool. This is really going to be one of those games that a lot of the details come together to make something really fun. So you can watch it fade, maybe even having specific points, like if you hit an animal in one area, you'll get blood come on this area as well, and maybe different under injuries as well. That'll be really fun to see that expanded. And now we're on to Tom. Good old Tom. So, this week past, I just finished up the sleeping animations for little Pectinodon. For this particular animal, I had direct fossil evidence to go off regarding sleeping behavior, which is pretty neat, so that's pretty cool. In the 2000s, several fossils of small bird-like dinosaurs were found up in a curled-up position, crouched on their metatarsals, the bones forming our feet, but the lower legs of birds and other dinosaurs, with their tails wrapped around their body and their head tucked in their forelimb, just like a bird. So you can see here, we'll have a good look. During an eruption 125 million years ago, these animals were killed in their slumber, likely by toxic fumes, and they were buried by volcanic ash. They preserved their skeletons perfectly in this pose, forever asleep. This has been reflected in their name given to the species, Meilong, meaning sleeping dragon in Mandarin. So that's pretty cool. If you guys watched Prehistoric Park or done your research, it's quite an interesting dinosaur. And the name Meilong, I think, really fits well and has a nice ring to it too. So it's a sleeping dragon. And then we have... What is great about this for me is that the animals are in the same family as our Pectinodon, called Troodontidae. This means they serve as the perfect reference for a sleeping pose. So we can compare the fossil here, we can see the Meilong fossils, and compare them to the Pectinodon model. The reason it kind of looks more blocky is just because this is not properly rendered. It's just kind of a previs stage, so you can just watch it. It isn't properly rendered, as you'll see in the next video. You can see the different labels, different bones. You can see the head tucked around here, and then the neck and all that. It looks really cute. And then we can see it sitting here. Isn't that adorable? Pectinodon looks like it's having a nice sleep. It'd be cute to see its closed eyes. And we can see this wonderful tail. I really like how the Pectinodon came out. So this animation set serves both as a final animation for Pectinodon and the final resting animation for any animal currently in the game. This means when Henry is done with adjusting the spawning systems to allow for nocturnality, we can add the Troodont and eventually add sleeping behaviors to our dinosaurs. So that'd be cool. So we're able to see this guy only at night. I think that'd be a really cool way to distinguish it. So if you want to find it, you have to look around at night. Now these are done. Next to my plate will be all the animations related to courtship and nesting for our dinosaurs, which we can begin to work on our systems in the future. I also hope to finish Anzu in that time so we can get onto Dinosaur and his AI as well. So that'll be the next one. It's kind of the last big dinosaur coming in will be Anzu and Pectinodon. So that'll be really cool to see. It'll be really nice to feel the game fill out a bit more. And now we can watch this cute little animation. We can make it full screen. Look at it, he just tucks his heads in, has a sleep. That's so cute. I really like the fluffy boy. He's a very fluffy Pectinodon. This to be one of my favorite Saurian designs, honestly. I really like how this one came out, and you see the feathers. Really cute. He tucks himself in. Awesome. Cute, cute, cute. So let's have a look at the next one. Alejandra. So, hello all. I'm so excited to be back to devlogs. Aren't we all? Today I want to showcase you our improvements to the scent tracking system. Some may remember from earlier devlogs we had previews of the changes we made in preparation for the new system. Now ready to present the in-ready system in game and roaring to go. So we can see here, this is little baby Trike. Oh, there we are. Flows up. So you can see, this kind of reminds me a lot of Wolf Quest. If you've played Wolf Quest, you can see the little dots that help you track certain animals. So this is for help make it a little easier. Let's see, track it. That's pretty cool. I think that's cute. So you can follow these tracks. Running about. That's so cute. Run, 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 little Trike. So these are the tracks here. Okay, that works. So, featured, we have new particle system, a new decal system for footprints, new dropping objects to provide some extra flavor for tracking. Scent nodes keep track of the animal they belong to, so that's good. These upgrades to the tracking system make it so now you can select a node. In the video, one of the footprints on the ground, that animal's trail will change color, make it easy to spot amongst the other scent particles around. The idea is that these particles will function as a highlight to points of interest that once the player gets close enough to the node. These will be able to spot details in the footprints and reveal details such as the age of the species or that's being tracked. So it could be able to tell you certain information about the animal, like if it's a packy, how old it is, if it's sub-adult or adult or juvenile or whatever. Pretty interesting. And that it's being tracked, so you can make sure you keep an eye on it. So now the players will have the liberty to pick a trail and follow it no matter what, my approach, or look closely at the prints and decide if the trail they picked leads to an animal they want to find, the smart approach. So you can just follow it, whatever. Just it's a sandbox, you do what you want. Okay, so for now the player has a liberty to pick a trail. Yeah. Currently the system is very close to being unleashed into our testers. Oh, that's awesome. That means I'll have to give it a play. We are missing some shader magic to make our footprints more visible as when in heavy foliaged areas, and some adjustments for footprint placement for better performance, so that needs some work. And I think that looks like a little poopy. Pictured Jake the poopy boy. As always, this is a work in progress and doesn't reflect the final product. Exciting, even so, we're very excited to let people get their hands on this new tracking system. We think it'll be a good one. So that'd be really cool to see what that could expand into. That could footprints, droppings, also sounds. That'd be cool if you could track sounds. Like if anyone's played Call of the Wild, that's a good example. Something like that could be cool. But yeah, I'm really excited to get my hands on this system and give it a play around. I think that's awesome. So yeah, we got the community spotlights. So look at this wonderful pic. Header screenshot by the Raptor movies. What was the header? We didn't see that. Here we can see this nice painting of Anzu. I'm really excited to get Anzu in the game. I really want to play around with like complex nesting thing because there's some stuff that might be changing with Anzu, but it's really interesting to see how beautiful colored it is in the male and female dimorphism. That'd be really cool to play as the different genders or the different sexes. That'd be awesome. By Salt. And then I like this one. I really like the canvasy texture of this one. The by Liz Wolf. I like this one. You can really see that texture, and out looking out on the map, you can see the like saltwater thing over there, saltwater swamp, and then it leads out to the ocean. Looks wonderful. And then we can see here, this is another one by Robert Simon. I love this with the redwoods going into the swamp with the ornithomimids and the Dakota Raptors tracking. That's really, really cool. And last but not least, by Wyrex, we have these cute little models of their babies. We have a little baby, can you click them now? We have little baby Rexy, little baby Trike, little baby Pecky, little baby Rex. And it looks like the older Rex though, but I think it still looks very cute. And that's awesome. So yeah, that looks like we're done there. So a nice little devlog. It'd be cool to have them monthly so we can go back and kind of have a bit more of a... Because honestly, the 2-week plan was kind of short just because you can't really do so much within 2 weeks, especially when the situation Shorian's in now. You kind of only do a certain amount. Now it'll be a little bit bigger and a little bit less pressure to get something out for the next devlog. So I think that'll work well. So monthly, along with the PK one, so that gives us a little bit more content to follow. That'd be awesome. So yeah, I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. And always, if you want to make sure you say subscribe to my content, you can click that little bell. Make sure whenever I upload, that's when you get notified. So yeah, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.